Hello, this is a presentation for the Newport Way Neighborhood Construction Outlook. And this is a presentation that we're planning to give on March 9th at the open house. This presentation is for those of you who weren't able to attend or who loved it so much the first time you wanted to watch it again online. Tonight, during our open house, we are going to give a broad overview of projects that we're anticipating over the next 5 or so years in the Newport neighborhood vicinity. And this is something that we're hoping to do periodically around town, host these open houses in different neighborhoods. And in addition to giving a broad overview of the projects that we anticipate are going to happen, this overview is going to include just a snapshot summary of what those projects entail. They're not, this open house is not a substitute for project-specific meetings that also might be held, whether those are required as part of the land use application or a permitting process or a pre-construction kind of neighborhood meeting. This is a different type of open house. This is just an overview of projects that we're anticipating happening in your neighborhood in the next few years. And so I'm Emily Moon, I'm the Public Works Director, and I'm joined by a team of folks from 2 departments, Public Works and Community Planning and Development, and they're going to help me to review the projects this evening. The projects that we're going to talk about are Newport Way Landslide Mitigation Wall, the WSDOT Fish Culverts or Fish Passage project, and how there's city projects in that same vicinity, and Newport Way city utility projects done by the city of Issaquah. We're also going to share some highlights from the Newport Way SR 900 to 54th corridor project and the King County Precipice Trailhead. There are 2 private developments that we're anticipating on Newport Way in the next few years. One is called Milano and the other is called Firs at Talus subdivision. And then lastly, we'll talk about an annual program that the city runs called the Pavement and Concrete Management Program. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to John.
Hello, my name is John Mortensen. I am the Transportation Engineering Manager here at the City of Issaquah. In early 2020 and again in early 2022, landslides occurred on Newport Way. And both these landslides closed Newport Way to traffic when they happened. The landslides are located just a little bit southeast of Reba Townhomes. Currently, the city is designing a project that will construct a retaining wall and regrade the hillside behind the wall to protect Newport Way from future landslides. Construction of the retaining walls is expected to occur this fall. During the construction, it is anticipated that a 3-week full closure of Newport Way will be required in order to construct the retaining wall. This schedule is dependent upon the procurement of the materials needed to construct the retaining wall. This is a picture of the landslide in 2022 that closed Newport Way that we're hoping to prevent with the construction of the Newport Way retaining wall.
Hi, I'm Matt Ellis, Utility Engineering Manager for the City of Issaquah. Tonight I'll be talking about the WSDOT Culvert Replacement Project. In the coming years, Washington State Department of Transportation will be replacing non-fish passable culverts and barriers along state-owned routes. This is required by federal injunction. Work will occur at 4 locations in the city, and I'll get to those in a minute. Work will impact I-90, SR 900, Exit 15, on and off ramps, Northwest Mamish Road, West Lakes Mamish Parkway, Newport Way, and Gilman Boulevard. Work will require new roadway alignments, new bridges, a roundabout at 1 location, new stream alignments, and relocation of city and private utilities. WSDOT will be hosting an open house in the next few months. The date has not been scheduled yet, and WSDOT will be reaching out and providing a link to a website that will provide specific updates for this project in the near future. So the anticipated time frame for the construction is open-ended, but right now they need to get all work done by 2029. So our the plan is to complete all construction work between 2024 and 2029. The impacts will be road closures, detours, and possible short-term utility impacts on all segments of the roadway, including the freeways, and on local streets, including Newport Way and Northwest Sammamish Road. So what's still unknown, WSDOT will still has not selected a design build contractor. They plan to do so in late 2023 or early 2024. Once a contractor is on board, we will have a better understanding of timing and schedule. There are still a lot of unknowns and things that we're working out with WSDOT, including design and construction elements and details that we are currently coordinating with the state. So here are the 4 locations within the city. We have Newport Way on the west end. We have West Village Park and Schneider Creek right in the middle. We have tributaries to Tibbetts Creek, which impacts both Gilman Boulevard and SR 900 and the on and off ramps right in the middle. And then at the very south end, there is a culvert replacement of Tibbetts Creek on SR 900, just south of the city limits. So here's the first location. This is the very preliminary design of the Lewis Creek culvert replacement. Right now, the orange line is the existing alignment of the culvert, and they are planning to replace that with 4 bridges, one on Newport Way, one on West Lake Sammamish Parkway, and 2 on the freeway. To facilitate the design, you can see that the new stream alignment goes right through the old off-ramp, and they're proposing a roundabout at the Lakemont Orchard driveway to help facilitate the new alignment. This work will require change of use for or realignment for our city water line, as well as the Cascade Water Alliance water transmission main, as well as other utility relocations. Here's the second location. This is West Village Park Creek and Schneider Creek. They're the 2 orange lines are the existing alignment for the 2 streams. What they're proposing to do is put in a bridge at Newport Way for West Village Park on the east side, and then put a new stream alignment between Newport Way and the freeway for that creek. That will then go travel eastward to where it intersects with Schneider Creek, and the 2 streams will then merge and go under the freeway and Northwest Sammamish Road before it outfalls into the Sammamish Cove Park before it enters Lake Sammamish. This work will require replacement of some water lines as well as a city sewer line, and will impact both Northwest Sammamish Road and Newport Way. Here is the third location. This is the tributaries to Tibbetts Creek. This will have impact to SR 900, all the on and off ramps at that location, as well as I-90 and at 2 locations in Gilman Boulevard. So that, again, this one will have less impacts to utilities, but will have some major disruptions and impacts to traffic as they try and figure out sequencing. And WSDOT has not quite figured out all the sequencing or how this will be phased. That will be determined with the design builder on board. As well as WSDOT utility culvert replacement projects, the city will be replacing a bunch of utility projects along Newport Way. Some of this will be for the WSDOT work, and some will be for city projects. We will be replacing water lines from Northwest Village Park Drive to Southeast 54th Street. We'll be installing a pressure reducing valve and intertie to the Bellevue Issaquah pipeline. And the purpose of these projects will be to provide redundancy to Newport Way for water and improve fire flow and reduce reliance on water provided through Bellevue. There will be also 2 projects driven by the WSDOT project, culvert replacement project. We'll be replacing 1,400 feet of sewer lines along that are currently located on WSDOT property next to Newport Way to help facilitate their new stream alignment. And then we will also be looking at replacing sediment ponds that are located on West Village Park Creek, adjacent to the outlet to Newport Way. And the waterline projects, we are anticipating to complete this work in 2027. And the sewer line work for the WSDOT culvert replacement will be between 2025 and 2026, as well as the sediment ponds will also be in 2025 and 2026. And we are anticipating single lane closures for all these projects. And here is a picture of all the utility projects. They're kind of all in the same location. On the east end, we have Newport Way PRV and master meter. In the middle, we have the Newport Way water main replacement project. We also have the sewer line relocation right above the water line. And the sediment ponds are right there at West Village Park Creek. And then the orange overarching image is the WSDOT culvert replacement work for West Village Park and Schneider Creek.
The Newport Way project, located between SR 900 and Southeast 54th Street, is a corridor project. This project will improve Newport Way for bicycles and pedestrians by constructing new bicycle lanes, a multi-use trail, sidewalk, and planter strip to separate the pedestrians from the vehicles. This project will also improve vehicular access to neighborhoods with a new center median and turn pockets. Here is an artist rendering of what Newport Way will look like between SR 900 and Southeast 54th. The next project is King County's Precipice Trailhead, also known as the Big Tree Ridge Trailhead. This project is located on the Cougar Mountain side of Newport Way, approximately a half-mile northwest of SR 900. This project will construct a parking lot for trail users to access the trail system. Construction of the new parking lot is expected to begin in the second quarter of 2023. Impacts during construction include no access to the trailhead during construction and intermittent impacts to traffic on Newport Way, with flaggers controlling traffic and single lane closures. The item that still remains to be decided on this project is what will the permanent restroom facility look like. Here is a map showing where the new trailhead parking lot will be located at.
Good evening. I'm Christian Getz, Planning Manager with the Community Planning and Development Department. There's two private projects that I'll be discussing with everyone tonight. The first is the Milano apartment project. This is a new 104-unit proposal located on Newport Way Northwest, approximately 1/2 mile from SR 900. The project is located on the south side of Newport Way and consists of a 7-story building, which is comprised of a 5/2 construction. That's 5 stories of residential over 2 stories of a parking garage. The parking garage consists of 90 on-site parking stalls. There's an internal roadway, frontage improvements, and stream and wetland buffer mitigation. The applicant currently is finalizing their application materials, and building permits should be submitted within the second quarter of 2023, with construction to commence in 2023 or 2024, depending on the permit approval timelines. The project incorporates proposed buffer reductions of both stream and wetland features located on the site. The project proposed various buffer mitigation measures as required by city code, along with monitoring and maintenance. Still to come with the project on the review and decision side include the requirement to complete a final hearing before the Development Commission, as well as building permit review and issuance. This next slide identifies the project location just south of the Wolf project along Newport Way Northwest. And here's an isometric view of the proposed project from the southwest looking north to the northeast. This perspective shows that there's 5 stories of the front facade facing Newport Way Northwest. The site slopes down away from the right-of-way with a full 7-story exposure on the opposite side of the building. The Firs at Talus is the second project in the neighborhood. This is a 19-lot subdivision proposal located along SR 900, approximately a quarter-mile south of Newport Way. This is within the extent of the Newport neighborhood at the very southern portion. The project is located on the west side of SR 900 and consists of 19 single-family lots. A new private roadway serving the homes and various open space tracks are proposed. Preliminary approval on the subdivision has been issued. The project incorporates wetland and stream buffer mitigation and is observing all buffer and wetland boundaries with no reductions proposed. Still to come, a final hearing before the hearing examiner on the final plat of the project is required and anticipated within the next few months. Following that, site work and individual building permits are anticipated in the next year. This slide identifies the location of the Firs at Talus, just below the Talus neighborhood up above along Cougar Mountain. The preliminary plat layout is shown here with access coming up from SR 900 and lots located up on the slope along the northern side of the property outside of the critical area buffers. Project information for all current projects can be found on the Community Planning and Development webpage under our active projects list.
Hello, my name is Bennett Issaquah, and I'm the Street Operations Manager, and I manage the Pavement and Concrete Management Programs. The Pavement Management Program and the Concrete Maintenance Program are annual maintenance projects that repair existing asphalt and concrete infrastructure. These programs focus on extending the life of the pavement and concrete through maintenance projects such as placing new asphalt overlay, performing crack sealing, mitigating uneven concrete panels, improving drainage, and updating existing infrastructure to new regulatory standards. Many of these projects must occur in dry and warm conditions, which limits the projects to occur in the second and third quarter of each year. The projects identified within the various Newport neighborhoods by these two programs are currently scheduled between the years of 2025 and 2028. Fortunately, these maintenance projects typically have short durations, which means that while there may be significant impacts to residents at times, it's short-lived. Such impacts could be limiting curbside parking, one-way flagging operations, detours, and limited driveway access. While these projects are identified by the programs for repair in the next 5 years, the specific year of maintenance repair has not been identified at this time. This map depicts currently identified projects. Please note that there will be ongoing standard maintenance projects occurring in spot locations by both the concrete maintenance program and the in-house street operation crews. An example of this work may be high-edge mitigation, where there's uneven concrete panels, or other smaller repairs with limited impact to residents.
This is a slide that shows all of the projects that we have spoken about tonight. We'll have this map available at the open house so it can be viewed in person. We will also have this posted with this presentation online so you can take a look in greater detail. We'd love for you to stay connected with us as we gave this big, broad overview of the projects. There will be a lot of steps to come, future opportunities to engage with the city and to learn more about these projects. One of the best ways that you can stay connected is to go to the city's website and to sign up for the news alerts that come via the Notify Me feature on our website. You can also sign up for the regularly produced newsletter, the Issaquah Insider, via our website. And then many of these projects will have their own project pages on the city's website, so you can look for those as well. And we will be posting this presentation on the Newport neighborhood page, along with other additional information about activities in the neighborhood. And with that, in person, we are going to provide an opportunity for everyone in attendance to go and learn more about these projects by visiting with staff that are here tonight. So with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time and attention, and we hope you will stay connected. Thank you.